Tilda has a range of 15 rices within the steamed basmati recipe range, all perfect to use if you're short of time. You can use them alone, straight from the microwave, or as part of a meal, which is what I'm going to show you here. Now the one I'm going to use is lime and coriander. It has a really nice Asian theme to it. I'm going to make some Thai fish cakes. Now the first thing I need to do, using this lime and coriander rice, is just massage the rice within the pack, just to loosen all those rice grains. Now if you're going to use this straight from the pack as part of your meal, you just want to tear about 2 centimetre strip from the top of the pack, pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then it's ready, just to use straight away. I'm going to use this cold, straight from the pack. So we tear straight across the top, and then tip it straight into your bowl. Now that alone just has a really lovely fragrant flavour, but I'm going to add some really nice ingredients to this. I've got some white crab meat, some fresh coriander, some red chilli, some spring onions, lime, ginger, some desiccated coconut, some Thai green curry sauce, beaten egg, and then I'm going to coat them in some breadcrumbs. So it's really simple to prepare. You've already got your rice, which is your main base as part of the recipe. Now the first thing I need to do is just chop up some of these ingredients. I'm going to take my spring onions, just trim the base off the bottom of these, cut them in half down the centre, and then each one I'm going to just slice lengthways to get into 2 slightly thinner strips, because I want to very finely chop these. And then just finely slice all the spring onion. Now if you're feeling really lazy, you could just put these in a food processor and give them a really quick blitz, but don't overdo it because they'll go a bit too mushy and watery. Okay, so that's the spring onion chopped up. I'm just going to add this to the bowl. The next ingredient, I've got some red chilli. Now this is quite a large red chilli. I don't want these fish cakes to be too spicy, so I'm going to just use half of one of these. I'm actually going to remove the seeds and then add this to the bowl with the spring onion and the rice. So next thing, I've got some fresh coriander, so I'm just going to give this a quick chop. It's a really nice fresh ingredient to use in these fish cakes. Add that in there as well. And then I've got some lime, so I'm just going to grate the zest of this lime. I don't want to use the juice from the lime because it will make the little fish cakes just slightly too liquidy. And then add this to the bowl. And then we've got some ginger. I'm just going to take about 1 centimetre off this piece of fresh root ginger and then just peel away the skin using the sharp knife. And then you can either very finely chop the ginger or again using your same grater, quickly grate it on the edge here, and that just gets all the juices released from the ginger as well, which is fantastic. And then just scrape this into the bowl. So the next ingredient I'm going to add is the crab meat. Now this is just the tinned white crab meat. As I said, you can use fresh if you want to, or even frozen, but the tinned crab meat is really quick and convenient to use. I've got some desiccated coconut. Just sprinkle that in, and that will help bind all the ingredients together with the rice. And I've got some Thai green curry paste. Add a good spoonful of that. Depending on how spicy the curry paste is, all brands vary, so it's up to you how much you really want to use. And then just lightly beat your egg. And again, this will really bind all the ingredients together for your fish cakes. And then pour it into the fish cake mixture. And that is all the ingredients. And then just give it a really good mix together so it just binds into a really nice mixture that will be able to be shaped into fish cakes. I'm going to do these into starter size portions, so give them a good squeeze together. Now if you find at this stage the mixture isn't binding together too well, because obviously all ingredients vary that you're going to use. Some curry pastes are going to be slightly wetter. You might find that the spring onions are more watery. If it's not holding together, you can just add a couple of spoons of your breadcrumbs that you're going to coat these with afterwards, and that will just hold all those ingredients together. So there we go, just shape those and pop them onto a plate. Now of course I'm using the lime and coriander Tilda basmati recipe rice, but you could use some other ones in the range. There's coconut and lime leaf, or there's coconut, lemongrass and chilli. They all work well. And there we go. So I'm now going to just go and pop these in the fridge. Okay, so the fish cakes are now chilled and they're ready to finish off. Now I've got some fresh white breadcrumbs here. I'm just going to coat my fish cakes very lightly in a layer of breadcrumbs, and this will just help to hold them together and give them a really nice crispy coating when they're going to be fried. And keep the heat low to medium. Anything too high, you're going to cook them too much, and the breadcrumbs will burn and you won't heat up the actual fish cakes throughout the centre. And then you just want to pop them into this oil and just start to hear a little bit of a sizzle. So you're probably better off doing a few at a time. Nothing worse than overcrowding your pan because it takes up too much of that heat. So the fish cakes have been cooking just for a few minutes on one side. I'm just going to very carefully check to see if they're, and just see that they're just golden underneath. So I'm ready to turn them over. Now obviously do this very carefully because you've got hot oil. Okay, so the fish cakes are now lovely and golden on both sides. Pop them on some kitchen paper just to drain off that excess oil. Stunning, and who'd think that it was such a simple recipe using the Tilda steamed basmati rice.